Well, welcome and good afternoon here in Bonn, in this room, and also a very warm welcome to all our guests in the live stream. We are delighted to welcome you here to the Falling Walls Lab Rhineland. The Rhineland Lab is a joint venture, a joint event by the universities of Aachen, Bonn, Düsseldorf, Cologne, and the Forschungszentrum Jülich. It's our pleasure to host this year's event here at the University of Bonn. My name is Holger Impelkofen. I'm from the Research and Innovation Services here at the University of Bonn. And together with my dear colleague, Clara Kaminski, we will be happy to guide you through this afternoon. But before we start with our presentations, I would like to introduce our Vice Rector for Research and Early Career Researchers, Professor Dr. Andreas Zimmer, who is also a member of this year's jury.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the University of Bonn, it's a great pleasure to welcome all of you on the bright, warm, sunny day for an hour of great fun with science. I read the title, that's all I know about the presentation so far, and the titles to me seems extremely exciting. So I wished that we would have been able actually to have a great audience today. It's not possible still because of the pandemics. I think it's a shame because I would love to hear your roaring applause of you guys at the live stream. So please, if you cannot applaud, please send us your comments. I think on the YouTube there is a comment and a chat possibility. So please support your dream team or your dream topics by responding and making use of the comments. I think we all gonna have a lot of fun. I'm very curious about what we are going to hear. So let's start this 1 hour of great fun with science.
Thank you very much, Professor Zimmer. So Falling Walls Lab Rhineland is one of many labs that's taking place all over the world. There are over 100 labs in over 60 countries, and the finalists will compete in the Falling Walls Lab competition in Berlin in November. So our winner today will have the opportunity to compete in Berlin. Everyone today will have the opportunity to present their idea in exactly 3 minutes. So you can see the countdown clock here. So the time is tight. Everyone has to keep it brief and short and to the point. And we have a renowned judging panel here who will be able to judge the participants and their pitches.
And we would like to introduce our jury, starting with Dr. Nora Karnowski, who is an entrepreneur coming out of the University of Bonn and who is now with the startup Clickmare Systems.
We also have Professor Dr. Doris Klee, Vice Rector for Human Resources Management and Development at RWTH Aachen, who is joining us virtually from Aachen today.
And we have Professor Dr. Frauke Melchior, whose first time it is on the jury, as I learned, and who is a board member at the Forschungszentrum Jülich. Welcome.
And we also have Professor Dr. Bettina Rockenbach, Vice Rector for Research and Innovation from the University of Cologne.
And Professor Dr. Peter Westhoff, a senior professor at Heinrich-Heine-Universität, Düsseldorf. Thank you for being here.
And you've already met Professor Dr. Andreas Zimmer, our Vice Rector for Early Career Research and Research. So as mentioned, each of our labsters will have exactly 3 minutes to convince the jury. You can watch the countdown on this screen, and there will also be a 10-second warning, sorry, not 10 minute, 10-second warning, and then there will be a loud noise to announce the 3 minutes are over, so the pressure is on you guys. And afterwards, there will be 60 seconds for a question from the jury and the labster to answer. So remember to keep it brief and short, because question and answer have to be within the 60-second limit. There will also be another countdown, so we don't miss that. And so now, we are very excited to welcome our first labster to the stage. Please give it up for Rudi Hanna from Forschungszentrum Jülich with his presentation, Breaking the Wall of Quantum Computing Hardware. Thank you.
Only 6. That's the number of computers once thought to satisfy the entire United States. Now, I don't know about you, but the last time I checked, well, they seem to have a little bit more to know. Well, the truth is, ever since semiconductors like silicon were used to make the computer bit, that is 0 or 1, we realized that we cannot have enough computational powers. Unfortunately, today's computers are slowly reaching their limits. That's why scientists are working on quantum computing that offers way more power, because the quantum bit can be both 0 and 1 at the same time. And this could help us easily solve crucial problems like making better vaccines or reducing carbon emissions, for example. But first, we need to find the silicon equivalent to fabricate these so-called qubits. Now, today's last version are made from superconductors like aluminum that can only be deposited at low temperatures. But these qubits are too noisy to do any powerful computation. However, there could be another superconductor on this table that might perform a lot better, but couldn't be explored because most of them require very high temperatures during the fabrication for sufficient qubit quality. And this is about to change. Our colleagues at the Max Planck Institute came up with a brand new thermal laser technology to deposit nearly all the elements on the periodic table with no compromises, including superconductors. And to build the next generation of qubit lasers, I reinvented an old bridge technique by improving the properties of the so-called bridge. So here, let me walk you through the process. First, we heat a glass-like substrate to very high temperatures, on which superconductors like tantalum can now grow in perfect conditions. My key innovation is the use of a specially designed, close-spot, and very strong bridge that can survive these high temperatures to enable powerful qubit materials. This bridge will create the shadow effects that are needed to shape the qubit properties once we thermally evaporate the metal of choice with a different laser. And with gas flows of nitride or oxide and up to 5 different lasers, we truly have access to all relevant elements. As a proof of concept, I have successfully demonstrated that my bridge can be used to find the perfect qubit recipe that will break the wall of quantum computing hardware. Thank you.
So that was the warning. Thank you very much. You were perfectly timed. The floor is now open for questions from the jury. Just one comment. Could you all use your microphone, because the tone from the mics is then broadcast to the stream, and so we need a mic for you as well. Okay, so we can, sorry about that, now we can start with questions from the jury. Who wants to go first?
Wouldn't the energy requirements be prohibitive?
Not really. The laser.
How much energy do you need to make such a computer work?
We don't need a lot of energy. We just need to cool the qubits down. So we're talking about a few regular watts just to cool the price.
Anyone else have a question? Okay, then I would say, yes.
I must admit I didn't understand your key innovation.
My key innovation is to use this high temperature fabrication technique to build qubits. So I improved the properties of this bridge to shape the qubit properties, because current techniques cannot go to such high temperatures. And this prevents going and exploring new materials to build better and better qubits.
Okay. Sorry. So, thank you very much for starting us off with an incredible quiz. And it is now our pleasure to announce our next labster, Matthias Brun, from TwinCore, the Center for Experimental and Clinical Infection Research, with his very current topic, Breaking the Wall of Pandemic Virus Variants.
The pandemic has caused havoc in our world for already 1.5 years. There are effective vaccines, however, still many people get infected daily, and there's little that we can do to treat COVID-19. The only antivirals that can be applied up to now are so-called monoclonal antibodies. They work by binding and neutralizing the virus. The approach is promising, however, new variants of the viruses arise. And to some of those, the antibody can't bind anymore. That's a phenomenon that's called immune escape. If such variants spread throughout the world, we wouldn't have anything left to treat COVID-19. The solution to this problem lies in the blood of recovered COVID-19 patients. After an infection with the coronavirus, there's a special type of immune cell in your blood, the memory B cells. So what's so special about them? For years, if not for decades, they are lurking in your blood and they wait for the same virus to infect you again. And while those viruses are mutating into new variants in the outside world, a similar evolution is taking place within the memory B cells. Also, the memory B cells acquire mutations which make them broadly active against future variants of the virus. We isolate these special cells by a technique called B-cell baiting. And as a bait, we use the surface protein of the coronavirus. And out of the huge, diverse B-cell repertoire that a human has, we pull out the rare cells which bind to our bait. Of those, we isolate the antibody genes. And we focus especially on those candidates which have said mutations of interest. From this, we create and test many monoclonal antibodies, which all derive from authentic human memory B cells. We call our discovery pipeline MemoMap. These antibodies bind to the original virus, but also neutralize all variants of concern. Interestingly, our antibodies are twice as strong as already available antibodies, and therefore they only require half of the dose. We are now developing the first candidates further for human use, and this is how we break the wall of virus variants. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good time management. Are there questions? Yes.
Great idea, but I would guess you're not the only one with this idea, right? So where are the competitors?
No, exactly. Monoclonal antibodies are amongst the first antivirals that can be developed, because they can be developed in a few months already after the virus is there. However, it was shown that the ones that are available already, they require a huge dose to be applied. So it's a big infusion that you have to get at the hospital. And also, many of them have problems with variants. And this is where we come into, that we test our antibodies for the variants, and also we try to understand why do some antibodies don't neutralize the variants anymore, and why do ours do.
We have time for maybe one very short question. Yes, please.
The selection is nice, but what's the noise when you select those cells? How many other cells you select?
Exactly. In the meanwhile, we refined our selection process, like that we bait with the surface protein, and it's almost perfect, like because we take two baits at the same time, and we only take the cells which bound two baits at the same time, and like that we almost have 100% hit rate.
Okay, thank you very much again, Matthias Brun, for this insight. We now welcome Dr. Daniele Dimitti from DIPF, the Leibniz Institute for Research and Information in Education. And we look forward to your pitch on breaking the wall of the digital classroom. Thank you very much.
All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We're singing Pink Floyd in 1979. If we look at modern education, distance education, in times of COVID-19, we realize probably the Pink Floyds were right. Modern classrooms look like this. Distance education is challenging for students. So it's not all sunshine and happy faces as the people that you see here in the picture. But in reality, it looks more like this. Learning in isolation is challenging for students as they miss physical presence with their peers. They miss the opportunity of having feedback from their teachers. Also, looking at the screen for long hours causes fatigue and poor concentration. Also, not all the learning activities can be taught via a computer screen. Think, for instance, that you want to learn how to speak in public. Or, for example, you want to learn how to play tennis. Would you learn that watching a video tutorial? I don't think so. These learning activities require repeated practice and physical interaction with objects. My team and I are using modern technologies such as sensors, Internet of Things devices, augmented and virtual reality to design educational applications that the students can use from home, even when the teachers and experts are away. We design applications that are engaging for the learners by use of games. We also implement immersive scenarios so that the learner can interact with the physical objects. We make these applications adaptive so that they detect the mistakes of the learners. We use artificial intelligence to provide real-time feedback to the learners so that they can correct these mistakes. With this system, we want to move away from a distance teaching model that requires learners to sit behind the webcam all the time. We want to use these AI tutors to give the learners the possibility to train at their own pace and time and receive real-time feedback so that they can improve their skills. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm really impressed with the time management today. Everyone's keeping it. So, starting questions from the jury. Dr. Kanowski?
The amount of equipment needed by the students sounds rather expensive. How are you going to integrate students from economically poorer families?
We are thinking to give them the possibility to, first of all, train at home with the devices they have at home, and also the possibility at school. We want to equip universities with some rooms they can book, so completely corona safe, and they can train with, for example, augmented reality glasses and receive automatic feedback.
Okay.
What exactly is your invention?
My invention is a multimodal tutor, so an AI system that can provide real-time feedback to the learners for psychomotor learning tasks.
Okay. Thank you very much for this thought-provoking presentation.
Thank you.
We are now delighted to introduce our next labster today, Justine Fleury from the University of Cologne, with her presentation, Breaking the Wall of Adaptation to Climate Change.
Hello. Climate change, one of the major issues of our century. We have all heard about it. With the highest temperature record in Canada, the forest fire in Australia, California, Turkey, and even here in Germany with the flooding in July. This is a huge challenge for many species. Indeed, to adapt to these changes, species have two options: migrate to a more suitable environment, or adapt and survive in the changing one. If they don't, they will die. And today's changes are so fast that for many species, migration or adaptation is impossible. And this leads to the biodiversity loss observed these past years. So adapting to these changes is a huge challenge, and understanding the pattern of adaptation could help us. And I am trying to do it with plants in cities. Why in cities? Because the temperature increase, the fragmentation of the habitat, it is already happening, and plants already adapt. Studying local adaptation in cities in different environments could help us to identify this pattern of adaptation. And I am doing it with a worldwide tiny plant, Arabidopsis thaliana. This plant, and more specifically, local population of Thaliana in Cologne in Germany. And this plant is growing everywhere in the city. Wall, grass, parking place, cracking the pavement. And we notice that this population growing in different places are different. They are not only looking different, they are also genetically different, even if they are from the same species. And the experiment I will deploy will allow me to identify if a specific environment is linked to specific genes. For example, if a rich soil with competition is linked with genes that accelerate development, and a poor soil in a sunny place is linked to genes that delay germination. The aim is to identify the link between a specific environment and genes that help the plant to settle there. It will help us to better anticipate whether plant species challenged by novel climatic conditions will be able to adapt and prevail. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Justine. Are there any questions from the jury? Yes, please.
Thank you very much. So how much contribution do you see from different genes versus epigenetic phenomena?
So we have several candidates that we know we have already differences among flowering time and germination. And a part of my project is also to discover these new genes that could be involved in these differences.
Yes, please.
Adaptation to, let's say, is a, let's say, multi-genic construct, I guess.
Yeah.
So are you really sure you can develop a good plan in a few years based on the genetic variation available in the world?
Yeah, so we have like a two part. One part will be in the city, in natural environment, and one part in controlled condition with a lot of plants to have a better power, better statistical power to identify these genes. Some of them can be like multiple genes involved in one trait.
Okay, just in time. Thank you very much again, Justine Fleuret, for this very timely presentation. Our next candidate is Ahmed Abdallah from the University of Bonn, and he will try to break the wall of the future of agriculture.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. More than 60% of our food comes from small and medium farmers. However, every year we have almost large number of farmers give up their business and quit the farming activities. For example, here in Germany, in the period between 2000 and 2017, the number of farmers dropped by 16%. And during my research activities, I interviewed hundreds of farmers. And from the farmer's point of view, the major issues can be included in the high costs of production, the low productivity, low prices, and the difficulties in marketing their final product. However, there are several innovations and science-based solutions in place could help farmers to cope with these challenges. But in fact, there is a huge gap between the science-based knowledge and farmers. In addition, some innovation required more skills. Agriform is a farm management software aiming to minimize the gap between the science-based innovations and farmers. It's emerging digital innovations such as GIS, machine learning, big data, and crop science in order to help farmers to make the best decision to reduce the production cost, improve the productivity and quality, and also protect the environment. Agriform is an online platform tools, can be either used on a web page or mobile application. All farmers need to do is to locate their field map and then upload some information, soil test, and then they get a precise irrigation and fertilization plan. In addition to more features based on the packages they have chosen. So finally, if you want to know more about the software, our competitors' financial plan and roadmap, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. Just to hang on a second, you have 1 more minute to answer questions.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Zimmer.
Why is your software better than the knowledge and experience of the farmers?
Because actually, like the majority of farmers right now and all the consultants, it's they have like a specific recipe in regular ways, like they use this for a long time. And in the same time, it's not updated science knowledge, and it's more expensive. But in terms of this application, it would be more cheaper, and it can like be more easy, time saver. Like they can use it anywhere, and they can access anytime.
Yes, please.
What is novel in your approach?
Sorry.
What is novel?
Yeah, our business model. You mean business model approach?
Sorry, what is the key step in your approach? I guess a lot of companies are doing that.
Yes. It's almost 100 companies around the world, worldwide, but they are working with different approaches. Some using drones, but ours specifically in the irrigations and fertilization, all inputs. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Ahmed. Now our pleasure to introduce Rahel Krause from RWTH Aachen with her presentation, Breaking the Walls of Complex Personal Protective Equipment.
Okay, what is complex personal protective equipment? First of all, I will explain it to you by an example of smart personal protective gear. Smart personal protective gear is, for example, a textile where a sensor is integrated. And by doing so, the sensor can, for example, measure the pulse of a firefighter. So the firefighter is on an incident and the pulse can be measured from outside, and other firefighters know if he's in danger or not. And that's why smart gear offers enhanced protection potential. And that's also why many stakeholders are involved in the development of such smart protective gear. To this, stakeholders belongs notified bodies, manufacturers, and of course the users itself. But there's a lack of availability of smart gear on the market. And this has a lot of reasons. One reason is that there's no standardized approach and there's a lack of collaboration between the stakeholders. But another thing which is even more important is that there's a lack of focus on user needs. So this is what I try to solve, that we try to determine the user needs, for example, for firefighters. So what did we do first? First of all, we of course had exchange with a lot of stakeholders. And together we developed a germ-wide user survey and got more than 150 answers. By doing so, we got a lot of feedback from interdisciplinary experts across Europe, and that's why we used to do international collaboration, and together we developed a European-wide user survey. And this resulted in more than 900 answers from 13 countries across Europe. So, what is the thing we learned of this survey? The user really wants to be involved in the development of innovative protective equipment. The development of innovative products means that stakeholders and the users need to work together. And by doing so, a successful collaboration and international research projects can be done successfully. So, the users and international collaboration come first when it comes to innovation.
Thank you very much, Rahel. Are there any questions from jury? Yes, Professor Rottenbach.
Thank you very much. Did I understand you correctly that you developed the process, but then still have to kind of implement what is really the result and what is needed for the firefighters?
Exactly.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Any more questions? There's still time. Okay, so there are no further questions. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Krause. And we can now look forward to an intriguing presentation titled Breaking the Wall of Space Research on Earth by Christoph Lutz, who is from the Leibniz University of Hanover.
Hi, my name is Christoph Lutz from the Leibniz University Hanover. Let me explain you how I want to break the wall of space research on Earth. For humanity, there are several risks of a global damage. Pollution, meteorites, or the worldwide omnipresent topic of viruses and diseases. Don't get me wrong, we should not give up the Earth, but I think it's still worth to develop a plan B. Not for tomorrow, but as the rapid spreading of COVID-19 shows, we can't push this topic to the next century. So it's in humanity's best interest to become a multiplanetary species. For over 20 years, scientists constantly work on the ISS, solving the challenges and problems of long-term space missions. But due to the limited access, other research facilities like parabolic flights, sounding rockets, and drop towers are supporting the development of space-proven technologies. But they are all too expensive and time-consuming for the needed fast-advancing research. For this reason, we have built the world's first next-generation drop tower facility at the Leibniz University Hanover, called the Einstein Elevator. Its properties are unique due to a novel drive and guidance system. Repetition rates of up to 300 executions per day and 4 seconds of microgravity are feasible for big-sized payloads with a weight of up to 1,000 kilograms. And it's also the first Earthbound facility simulating weightlessness as well as lunar and Martian gravity conditions. During the last 9 years, I was responsible for developing this facility until it starts of research operation in October 2019. Now I'm in charge for establishing the facility in the community and building my own research group with a special research focus. We want to learn more about production processes for the use under space conditions. In the first campaign, called Moonrise, we successfully melted lunar regular simulant material. With this kind of projects, we want to develop the knowledge for building large structures with the material available on site, like the multi-dome lunar base in this visualization. But in my opinion, there are many other important questions that need to be answered for the future. How does terrestrial production processes behave in zero gravity? What measures should be taken to adapt them to the changed environmental conditions? Are there processes that are not needed or not even feasible? And are there new processes conceivable that cannot be realized under the influence of Earth's gravity? So a lot of work until the vision of a multiplanetary species becomes reality. With the combination of a novel facility, a special research focus, and the technical expertise, we will create a new center for micro and partial gravity research in Hanover, and I'm breaking the wall of space research on Earth. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Who would like to ask the first question? Please.
The size of the infrastructure, we have this facility has a drop height of 20 meters, so you have 4 seconds of microgravity. The infrastructure you can put in this machine is 1.7 meters in diameter and 2 meters in height and can have a weight of 1,000 kilograms. So you have to minimize your experiment so that this fits in this gondola and this can go up and down this vertical parabolic flight. What is your answer? Question?
Yes, please.
Who finances your research currently?
It's there are different topics. We have topics from mechanical engineering, standard German research, DFG, the Research Gesellschaft, and other. It's DLR and other partners.
Okay, thank you very much for this presentation. We are now happy to welcome Tobias Augsburger to the stage from Forschungszentrum Jülich with his presentation, Breaking the Wall of Greenwashing with Openness.
So, we are destroying the basis of life for future generations if we don't change the way we are doing business today. So, investors and inventors are starting to understand this, investing a huge amount of money today into sustainable companies, or let's say companies that are claiming to be sustainable. The problem that we see here is that this sustainability is based on very opaque reports that are in many cases not really based on scientific methods. So the investors have a huge problem to distinguish between what is actually greenwashing, means not really sustainability, and what on the other side is a company that really can be sustainable in the future. So in the middle we have this black box called companies that are just creating knowledge that we cannot replicate anyhow. So in science, we have a similar problem called the replication crisis. So scientists all over the world were not able to replicate the knowledge and the papers and the experiments that other researchers did. So what they do today in areas like artificial intelligence, they publish their whole knowledge chain from their models, from their tools, from their data. They publish how they computed in so-called containers, and they also publish how they create, at the end, their plots for their papers or reports. So the idea is to just use this way of open science data pipelines to create a platform for investors, for companies, but also for individuals to get data of the sustainability of companies. So it doesn't need to be about every data that you need, that you use for calculating the sustainability, but it can be maybe about the data, maybe about the tools, about the sources that you use. This also creates a way to collaborate and to measure the sustainability of companies and of innovations much better than it's being done today. And we want to build a platform for measuring this openness of the conclusion that you already have at the end. So how much is the sustainability that you claim actually reproducible by scientific practices, so that we at the end can really combine business and science in a way that they can discuss things for.
Yes, we are very strict. Thank you anyway, Tobias. And for the last time, the question goes to the jury. Are there any questions? Yes, Professor Westhoff, please.
How to measure sustainability?
It's very hard to measure sustainability. That's why the idea is to not measure if something is sustainable, but how open is the sustainable conclusion. Because somebody who is who really wants to be sustainable, he opens up why and how he is calculating the sustainability at the end, so that he can improve his calculations and he can discuss with ours. That's the highest level of sustainability. That's why I say true sustainability is open and the rest is greenwashing, but okay, that's maybe too hard.
Okay, there would be time for another brief question. Okay, so thank you very much again, Tobias, for your presentation.
Okay, somebody else? No.
So thank you very much to all our labsters for these great presentations today. Our jury is definitely going to have a hard time to decide between this tough competition. So just to let everyone know, the jury will now start their jury session, and they will judge all of the presentations based on 3 aspects: the breakthrough factor, potential impact, and performance. This means they will take into consideration how innovative is the approach, how relevant is the idea, and how convincing was the presentation.
Okay, and while our labsters enjoy their well-deserved coffee break, the viewers in our live stream will have the opportunity to vote for their favorite. And I just learned that we have more than 100 viewers in our live stream, which is excellent, and which means that this is really a popular vote, a public vote that can be won. There's a link which you can use to vote. It should be somewhere down there on your screen, or you can use the QR code on the screen. The audience award will go to the crowd favorite. During the award ceremony will be at 3:45, so you now have roughly 40 minutes or a little more to vote. And please stay tuned, and we see you all back for the award ceremony. Thank you very much.
Okay, we can now ask the jury to rejoin to the jury room. And our labsters are welcome to go outside, take some fresh air, enjoy some coffee, and a little bit of cake.
Hello, my name is Daniel Dimitri, and I'm a research leader in artificial intelligence in education at DIPF, the Leibniz Institute for Research and Information in Education, located in Frankfurt, Germany. My passion for education started at the age of 16 when I decided to join the student union. I wanted to see change in society, and I realized that the main driver for change is access to quality education. Years later, I decided to study informatics and AI to find out how digital technologies can help to support human learning and improve access to education. In particular, in the last 12 months, we are facing a worldwide education crisis. Students were forced to learn in isolation, missing out on social context, as well as guidance and feedback. I think that AI and immersive technologies can help to restore the educational context through personalized feedback. This can make distance learning more adaptive, accessible, and enjoyable for everyone around the globe.
Hi, I'm Christoph Lutz, scientist at the Leibniz-University Hanover and project manager of the Einstein Elevator, our innovative new job tower facility simulating different gravity conditions. Even in my childhood, I had a great interest in flying and aerospace in general. During my mechanical engineering studies, however, my focus was on production technologies. During my time as a research associate while working on my PhD, I was able to combine both topics. And after the development of the novel large-scale research facility, I'm now building up my own research group on the topic of production under space conditions. But what motivates me to pursue with this topic in the long term? I do not see humanity living on Earth forever. It should ensure its existence beyond and begin to conquer new frontiers. With our research goals, we want to make our contribution to develop the therefore required technologies of tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Rudi Hanna. I'm 23 years old. I come from Lebanon, and currently I'm doing my master's degrees in quantum technology at RWTH Aachen and Forschungszentrum Jülich. And in general, I think I'm interested in all applied sciences that can not only help us understand nature all around us, but improve the environment that we live in. And I know that quantum physics can be a scary topic sometimes, but I believe that quantum computation can really improve and influence other fields and other sciences in ways that we cannot really imagine it at the moment, and I like to be part of it. Now, other than physics, I really like to paint. I do some oil and pastel paintings, and I also like to play with Legos. And I guess the common theme between these three passions in my life is that you sometimes have to find the right combination of colors, knowledge, and pieces to make a beautiful piece of art. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Daniele Dimitri, and I'm a research leader in artificial intelligence in education at DIPF, the Leibniz Institute for Research and Information in Education, located in Frankfurt, Germany. My passion for education started at the age of 16 when I decided to join the student union. I wanted to see change in society, and I realized that the main driver for change is access to quality education. Years later, I decided to study informatics and AI to find out how digital technologies can help to support human learning and improve access to education. In particular, in the last 12 months, we are facing a worldwide education crisis. Students were forced to learn in isolation, missing out on social context, as well as guidance and feedback. I think that AI and immersive technologies can help to restore the educational context through personalized feedback. This can make distance learning more adaptive, accessible, and enjoyable for everyone around the globe.
Hi, I'm Christoph Lutz, scientist at the Leibniz-University Hanover and project manager of the Einstein Elevator, our innovative new job tower facility simulating different gravity conditions. Even in my childhood, I had a great interest in flying and aerospace in general. During my mechanical engineering studies, however, my focus was on production technologies. During my time as a research associate when working on my PhD, I was able to combine both topics. And after the development of the novel large-scale research facility, I'm now building up my own research group on the topic of production under space conditions. But what motivates me to pursue with this topic in the long term? I do not see humanity living on Earth forever. It should ensure its existence beyond and begin to conquer new frontiers. With our research goals, we want to make our contribution to develop the therefore required technologies of tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Rudi Hanna. I'm 23 years old. I come from Lebanon, and currently I'm doing my master's degrees in quantum technology at RWTH Aachen and Forschungszentrum Jülich. And in general, I think I'm interested in all applied sciences that can not only help us understand nature all around us, but improve the environment that we live in. And I know that quantum physics can be a scary topic sometimes, but I believe that quantum computation can really improve and influence other fields and other sciences in ways that we cannot really imagine it at the moment. And I like to be part of it. Now, other than physics, I really like to paint. I do some oil and pastel paintings. And I also like to play with Legos. And I guess the common theme between these three passions in my life is that you sometimes have to find the right combination of colors, knowledge, and pieces to make a beautiful piece of art. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Daniel Dimitri, and I'm a research leader in artificial intelligence in education at DIPF, the Leibniz Institute for Research and Information in Education, located in Frankfurt, Germany. My passion for education started at the age of 16 when I decided to join the student union. I wanted to see change in society, and I realized that the main driver for change is access to quality education. Years later, I decided to study informatics and AI to find out how digital technologies can help to support human learning and improve access to education. In particular, in the last 12 months, we are facing a worldwide education crisis. Students were forced to learn in isolation, missing out on social context, as well as guidance and feedback. I think that AI and immersive technologies can help to restore the educational context through personalized feedback. This can make distance learning more adaptive, accessible, and enjoyable for everyone around the globe.
Hi, I'm Christoph Lutz, scientist at the Heinrich-Heine-Universität and project manager of the Einstein Elevator, our innovative new job tower facility simulating different gravity conditions. Even in my childhood, I had a great interest in flying and aerospace in general. During my mechanical engineering studies, however, my focus was on production technologies. During my time as a research associate, while working on my PhD, I was able to combine both topics. And after the development of the novel large-scale research facility, I'm now building up my own research group on the topic of production under space conditions. But what motivates me to pursue with this topic in the long term? I do not see humanity living on Earth forever. It should ensure its existence beyond and begin to conquer new frontiers. With our research goals, we want to make our contribution to develop the therefore required technologies of tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Rudi Hanna. I'm 23 years old. I come from Lebanon, and currently I'm doing my master's degrees in quantum technology at RWTH Aachen and Forschungszentrum Jülich. And in general, I think I'm interested in all applied sciences that can not only help us understand nature all around us, but improve the environment that we live in. And I know that quantum physics can be a scary topic sometimes, but I believe that quantum computation can really improve and influence other fields and other sciences in ways that we cannot really imagine it at the moment. And I like to be part of it. Now, other than physics, I really like to paint. I do some oil and pastel paintings. And I also like to play with Legos. And I guess the common theme between these three passions in my life is that you sometimes have to find the right combination of colors, knowledge, and pieces to make a beautiful piece of art. Thank you.
Welcome back to the live streaming of the Falling Walls Lab Rhineland. The Rhineland Lab is a joint event by the universities of Aachen, Bonn, Cologne, Düsseldorf and Forschungszentrum Jülich. Before the break, we heard 8 talented young researchers pitch their groundbreaking ideas in exactly 3 minutes. The jury spent the break judging the presentations and deciding on who won first, second and third prize. Remember, the winner of this Falling Walls Lab Rhineland will have the opportunity to compete in the finale in Berlin in November. What we're also very much looking forward to is finding out who is the crowd favorite, because we had the opportunity to vote for the audience award during the break. Professor Zimmer, will you kindly announce our winners?
This is my pleasure. So, we start out with the third prize winner. And the third prize winner is... Oh, this is the audience award.
Yes.
So we start out with the audience award. The audience award was based on 322 votes. Thank you very much for this, for voting. These are many people. And the winner is Rudi Hanna. So congratulations. Supercomputing obviously is a very important topic, and you did it very well.
Thank you.
Very nice presentation. So congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the audience as well.
So, and now we come to the jury awards. And we have a third prize winner. And the third prize winner is Matthias Brun. Congratulations. So again, you convinced us with your presentation, with the importance of the subject, and also with the innovation that you made. Congratulations. Great. So we also have a second prize winner. And the second prize winner is not novel to this podium. Rudi Hanna again. So you're going home with 2 flower bouquets. This is great.
Thank you.
So we also have a first prize winner. And the first prize winner is, do I see him here? Ah, yeah. The first prize winner is Christoph Lutz. I sincerely hope you're wrong that we don't need a new planet. But nevertheless, it's better to get ready, right?
Better to have a plan B.
Better to have a plan B. I'm sure we won't need it. Nevertheless, congratulations to you. We think actually it has a lot of potential, these experiments that you're doing in Hannover, and you had a very nice presentation, so you convinced the jury actually with this. And good luck for the future.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And the future is a trip to Berlin, right?
Yeah, okay.
Do you think you will compete successfully in Berlin?
We will see.
Good luck. Good luck to you. So, and then with that, I hand over to you again.
Well, thank you again, Professor Zimmer, and congratulations again to all our well-deserved winners of today. I think at the end of such an event, it's time for a number of big and very warm thank yous. First of all, I would like to thank the audience in our live stream, such a great number of viewers and such a great number of votes. Thank you very much for making this a successful online event. Another thank you, of course, to our jury here in this room and online. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today and for your fair judgment. And also, of course, a very warm thank you to the team behind the scenes who organized this event. Patrick Kutzer, there he is. Pascal Barikin, Pavel, sorry. I think he's outside, okay. Jana Caspardo, Robert Radu, and last but not least, Oliver Höing from Cologne, who supported us today. Thank you. And of course, a last thank you to all our Labsters. There were 3 winners, but no one should leave this room empty-handed. So we have a little giveaway, some goodies for everyone. So please step forward and receive your little prize. Now, we would finally like to ask our Labsters and the jury members for a group photo outside. And for our viewers in the live stream, please stay tuned for 2 more interviews with our winners and the Vice Rector. And yeah, thank you very much.
If I could grab you over here and everyone else.
Everyone else can step outside, and Christoph, maybe you.
And all 3 winners, could you please come to the front quickly for one final photo? And everyone else is welcome to go outside. So we know what you're talking about. So, if that's okay with you. So thank you very much for taking the time, judging everyone here today. It was an exciting afternoon for all of us. Did the jury have a hard time selecting the winner?
Yes, indeed, we did actually. As always, it's difficult because at the end you have to make a decision, and the topics were very diverse from different fields of science, and also actually the level of the presenters or the Labsters was very different. And today we awarded 3 awards to a person who's just a master's student, a doctoral student, and one who's already beyond a doctoral student. So that shows actually everybody has a chance actually to compete here and to be successful.
And perhaps you could just say what made the winner stand out.
Well, what we are looking for really is the innovation. Is that what the people did, is that new? And what is the potential? So does it have the potential actually to be a game changer, to develop into something that has a large impact for many people? So these are the most important thing. And then, of course, you have to be able to present this in 3 minutes. And to present this to a review panel who is non-expert.
Thank you very much, Professor Zimmer.
Christoph, congratulations again. You deserve to win. Outstanding pitch. When did it first come to your mind that your idea would actually be something so groundbreaking that you could compete for the Falling Walls conference?
This started, I think, half a year ago. And my colleagues said, yes, you have to go there and present your topic because it has the potential for breaking the wall of different research topics. And yeah, therefore I was here, and I'm very proud to win this competition with all the other excellent talks and yeah.
So, and what was your feeling like when you stepped on the stage today earlier? Did you feel good about your presentation or nervous? Were you surprised to win, or did you actually have a pretty good feeling afterwards?
I think I was nervous. Perhaps you have seen it in the live stream or in the presentation here in the room. But I think it was afterwards. I had a good feeling about my presentation itself. So I've done the best I could. So yeah.
And are you now looking forward to repeating your presentation at the Berlin finale?
Yeah, we will see. To repeat, I don't know if I have to repeat the same or a little bit in a different, yeah, other way. So we have to discuss it. But yes, we will see you again in Berlin.
Congratulations again, and of course, best of luck for your presentation in Berlin. Go for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Behind the screens for joining us to the Falling Walls Lab Rhineland 2021 here in Bonn. It was a great pleasure hosting the event, and we're very excited to see the next year's lab in Düsseldorf. So thank you and goodbye from Bonn.